Sound is on. We're dropping frames, but hopefully when people go off their phones, we will be fine.
Should hopefully be okay. Well, we shall continue as normal in the hopes that it's fine. There we go. We're buffering, but we're here. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Alfreton Town's watch-along here at Glantford Park for Scunthorpe United against Alfreton Town here in the National League North. This fixture played 2 times last season in the league, and outside of an FA Cup meeting in the 08-09 season, the only previous fixtures with the 2 teams involved. I am here alongside Matty Cottrell. This fixture last season obviously saw a 2-2 draw at the Impact, goals coming from Dwayne Wiley and Josh Claxton, who both start today. And the reverse fixture here at Glantford Park ended in a heartbreaking added time defeat. Will Evans popping up with a goal in the 5th minute of stoppage time to give a change of fortune for the Reds today, off the back of a defeat midweek at the hands of South Shields, which was a tricky fixture, obviously, after going down to 10 men. George Willis dismissed in the first half, although he does start today, as it takes 7 days for the suspensions to come into effect in this division. So Willis still between the sticks. The 2 teams, Scunthorpe currently 2nd in the division off the back of a goalless draw at Darlington. Alfreton Town down in 9th, still with a couple of games in hand in the playoff zone.
I think it's going to be a really, really tough one, but it is once again an opportunity for Alfreton to make some look at the league table at the moment. Scunthorpe sitting in 2nd place, 33 points, 19 games played. Alfreton in 9th place, 29 points, just 4 points off 2nd, currently sitting in 9th place, but with 2 games in hand on today's opposition. So that is an opportunity, if there ever was one, to try and make some ground up on the teams above us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I echo your thoughts. It should be a tough game, but it should also be a clash of sort of 2 styles. Obviously, Alfreton famed for their strong and solid defensive approach, which obviously came to a little bit of a slip last time out against South Shields, conceding 4. But against Scunthorpe United, currently the top scorers in the National League North with 33 goals, and they also have the 3rd best defensive record and only the 1 defeat at home this season in the league, and only 1 win in their last 5. So they're struggling for form just a little bit, and we've got no data.
Don't worry, keep going.
They are struggling for form just a little bit, but
I hope so.
Fingers crossed, Alfreton Town can pounce on that today, put an end to their recent defeat. Obviously, it's been quite a while since Alfreton went back-to-back defeats in the league, the last one coming around the August bank holiday of last year.
Yeah.
But we are seeing flags lining the tunnel, ready for the players to come to the field. And what we will do is run you through the lineups just before kick-off, because the tannoy here is very loud and you probably won't be able to hear us over it once the teams do come out. So we'll run you through the Alfreton lineup. 2 changes in the team, with the captain, Dwayne Wiley, coming back in, along with Billy Fewster, who's had a spell out of the side, coming in for both Adam Anson and Billy Whitehouse. So between the sticks, as previously mentioned, George Willis does start. Number 2, Josh Claxton. Number 3, Max Hunt. Number 4, Adam Lund. Number 6, and captain Dwayne Wiley. Number 8, George Cantrill. Number 9, Jake Day. Number 10, Liam Walder. Number 11, Lewis Salmon. Number 22, Billy Fewster. And number 23, Nathan Newell. And on the bench for the Reds, number 5, Adam Anson. Number 7, Billy Whitehouse. 12, Harry Perrett. Number 14, Jed Abbey. And number 20, David Moyo.
And for our host this evening, it starts with number 1, Ross Fitzsimmons in net. Number 4, Maxim Kungun. Number 5, Will Evans, who obviously broke our hearts last time out. 6, Andrew Boyce. 7, and captain Michael Clunan. 8, Alfie Beeston. 9, Danny Whitehall. 19, Mark Beck. 33, Tyler Denton. 37, new signing, Will Harris. 44, Ross Burrows. And on the bench for Scunthorpe this afternoon is the substitutes of Brad Nichols, number 2, 3, Michael Kelly, 18, Max Brogan, 20, Cian Scales.
Well, there we go, the hosts team today. It is worth noting that Scunthorpe are without Callum Roberts today, who arguably their best player this season. He's been directly involved in just under 50% of their goals, scoring 10 and assisting 6 of their 33. So he's a big miss for the hosts. Fortunate from an Alfreton perspective, obviously not for Scunthorpe, but looking at the depth that they've got and the general squad, second in the league, you'd think that they've got enough in their team to make up for his absence. As we approach kick-off now, about 5 minutes until we should be getting underway. We're seeing some very, very vigorous waving of the flags from the mascots lining the tunnel. They're here in plenty of time. The mascot stealing one of the flags, actually, off of one of the children. How rude of him.
What an awful man. What are you doing? Well, any moment we should see the squads come out of the tunnel for what should be. I'm told by the nice lady next to me who's had a good chin wag with me there that
Yeah, we noticed.
she's not very confident today. They keep changing things too much, and around this time of year is when everything seems to go wrong.
Okay, well, we shall see if that takes effect on the pitch. Scunthorpe obviously having to make the change without Cal Roberts in their team, and obviously the new signing, Will Harris, coming in. You'd imagine to replace him. Andrew Boyce as well coming in as a change from their previous 0-0 draw against Darlington. Andy Butler electing to only make those 2 changes. He was appointed manager at the start of this season. He's been at the club since 2022, first involved with the youth team and then as a technical coach. Also came through the Scunthorpe Academy as a player. He makes 2 changes, as does Billy Heath. And the teams now take to the pitch from the tunnel. And there's the very loud tannoy, which you may or may not be able to hear us over. George Willis sporting a new grey goalkeeper kit, you'd imagine, just to avoid the clash with the blue on Scunthorpe's home kit. But aside from that, Alfreton Town in their usual full red strip. Dwayne Wiley leading off the now, lining up, facing us here at the vertical stand.
I've got a good little tune on in the background. Do.
Well, we're being run through the team. I'm a big fan of the mascot joining in the sort of the team handshake. Hang on a minute, there's 2 of them. Oh wow. Well, yeah, we went over the 2 changes for the Reds. Billy Fuster coming in for Billy Whitehouse. I think an interesting one. He's had a spell out of the team. It's going to be his first start for a while. But a player that Billy Heath has made it clear that he likes. You'd imagine that he'll be deployed on the wing alongside Lewis Salmon on the opposite side, with Jake Day through the middle, and the other change, obviously, Dwayne Wiley, who retakes the armband from George Cantrill back into the side for the number 5, Adam Anson, who drops to the bench. No place for Jake Askew in the squad, who obviously had to come on against South Shields midweek after George Willis was sent off. Billy on the bench today. Instead, Perrett, kind of a midfielder and a fullback, sort of does a bit of everything, bit of a utility player. Whitehouse a winger, Abbey a midfielder and a winger too, and then Moyo the number 9 role.
Yeah, just wanting to quickly brush on to Billy Fuster as well when we talk about the spell he's had out of the team. He started this season really, really well, in my opinion. One of them lads who, you know, last season you could kind of see it was his first proper season, and then this season you could see he'd almost adapted to the men's game. He looks a lot more physical. He brought a lot more to the table, so that was always something nice to see with Billy, and I'm happy to see him back in the team today.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a tough decision for Billy Heath. He's certainly got his work cut out for him in terms of selecting those wingers, because as you mentioned, Billy Fuster has had a great start to the season, but then his other options on the wing, Billy Whitehouse has been a great player with his tricky feet. Lewis Salmon as well, certainly in a rich vein of form at the moment, with 3 goals in his last 6 matches, scoring Alfreton's first goal on Tuesday night against South Shields. And then Jed Abbey as well, as we know, had a brilliant start to the season, just couldn't stop scoring goals. His most recent one coming against South Shields as well, a late consolation in that one, taking him up to 7 for the campaign. But we've seen a change of ends ahead of kick-off. Scunthorpe, you'd imagine, shooting towards the Britcon stand, which is the unfamiliar route for them in the first half, which means they will be shooting towards an empty south stand in the second half. So a decision that would, you'd imagine, favour Alfreton if it was to favour a team, but it will be Scunthorpe to get things underway very shortly. The referee blows his whistle. A hesitant kick-off from Will Evans, but we are now eventually underway. Scunthorpe looking to go direct down the left-hand side immediately. Hunt heading it back forwards. Cantrell gets something on it as well into the feet of Salmon. He's brought down by his winger counterpart. Eventually Cantrell winning the free kick from the number 9, Danny Whitehall, as he was pushed to the ground.
Yeah, good start to the game there. Really, really quick. 2 big challenges going in, one from either side. Cantrell doing really well to win the free kick. It's definitely going to be a battle today. Alfreton always want to make it a battle. Whether Scunthorpe want to get dragged into that or not, that's up to them.
I was going to say, it was certainly a physical start to the game. That long ball headed back forward by Hunt, and then Salmon and the captain Michael Clunan for the hosts. He went in firm on Salmon, dispossessed him, and eventually Cantrell won the free kick. Salmon, though, rolling his man and getting into the box from that quick free kick from George Willis, winning his side a corner in the early stages. Willis going with an unconventional sort of through pass down the flank from that free kick. We're used to him hitting those kind of diagonal balls into the area, causing some havoc, but that time Salmon able to spin, get a cross in, which was blocked, and out for a corner as Billy Fewster awaits a football, so he can take this one.
Yeah, I think Waldock wanted that one cutting back. He just kind of held his run 5 yards towards the edge of the box as Salmon attacked the byline. He had his hands out, he wanted it there. He's a player who's been in really, really hot form, Liam Waldock, over the last couple of months, so he'll be disappointed he can't get the ball in and on the ball in the area there.
Well, Fewster now does have the ball at his feet, preparing to line up this delivery, right-footed. Usual suspects in the area, Hunt and Wiley forward. In comes the cross towards the back post. It's volleyed by Adam London, headed away by the Scunthorpe defence. Wiley looking to knock it back in there and keep it alive. Hunt with a flick, cleared away once again by Scunthorpe, and eventually further away from Ross Barrows. Nathan Yule recycling it back to Clackey, leaves it for Willis.
Yeah, just shadows of Tuesday night as well. We had that one, that corner that went to the back post for Lund against South Shields, where he kind of hit it on the volley first time. It was a fantastic save off the line this time, header off the line.
Well, Lewis Salmon trying to get the ball down at his feet from that long ball from Willis. It's cleared away, out for a throw, where we will see Adam Lund deploy, you'd imagine, his giant throw into the area for the first time this afternoon, 3 minutes into the game.
Yeah, warming it up as always. This is one of them ones, it's got to set the tone. Scunthorpe, you've got to deal with every single one of these into the box. Teams that have caused us problems this season have won the first ball every single time. If you let it bounce, you let us get the flick on, that's when you can find yourself in a spot of bother.
Well, Clackey providing the in towards Hunt. It does bounce, and eventually the referee blows his whistle. I think that might be for a push from Max Hunt. Yeah,
2 hands just went up as he attacked the ball there, moved his man out the way.
Scunthorpe take that one quickly. Out to the wing towards Denton, but Claxton there just to clear it, put it out for a throw, avert the danger for now, but Scunthorpe will look to keep the pressure on.
I'd like to see Clackey go back to Willis there. He'd come out of his goal to give him the shot option. He didn't fancy it on his left foot, just opted to kick it out for a throw-in instead.
Well, Denton takes the throw. Former Leeds man, actually played with Billy Whitehouse very briefly in the 2016-17 season, a long time ago. In field. Across to the number 4, Maxime Coogan, the Irishman. He gets it back from his fullback, shifts it across to Andrew Boyce, happy to keep possession just inside their own half. Now looking to cross halfway, but Adam Lund makes the interception. Waldock trying to keep it alive, but Scunthorpe do win it back. And now back with the ball in the centre circle. George Cantrell with the press, forcing it all the way back to the goalkeeper Ross Fitzsimmons, who put in a man of the match performance last time out in that goalless draw against Darlington. He goes along towards Beck.
A former Darlington man.
Cantrell looking to step up and make the interception, then clip it over the top towards Salmon. He's not quite got the desired direction, but he goes down under the challenge of Will Evans. The referee elects to not give the free kick. Scunthorpe with the throw inside their own half. Yeah,
I think someone was looking to buy a free kick there. He kind of put his body weight forward, waited for the contact in the back. The referee was waiting to see if the linesman on this near side give it, but the flag stayed down.
And the throw goes back to Fitzsimmons in his goal. just carrying it out of his box towards the D. Looking to go long towards Mark Beck again, but Max Hunt steps up to win that one with lots of power on it. He's going to run all the way back through to Fitzsimmons again.
Yeah.
Nodded back by centre half.
An interesting point, it's a managerial change for Scunthorpe from the last time we played them here, but it's still at 3 at the back, except the wing-backs are significantly more pushed forward. They are obviously going to be looking to dominate possession in our half of the pitch. You can see with how far up the pitch Denton's going, and the wing-back on the other side too.
Yeah, I think we've now seen the first 2 instances of what you'd imagine would become a big battle this afternoon, of Max Hunt up against Mark Beck. 2 very tall players, both aerially dominant in their own right. And I think Hunt, tasked with dealing with the number 19 today, it's going to be an interesting matchup to watch unfold. As Scunthorpe with the ball, back with their back line.
Denton and Barrows just forcing Fuster and Salmon to get so deep, leaving Jake Day up on his own, and that's probably a really good approach from Scunthorpe. Jake Day, as good as he is at holding the ball up, he's not one to counter-attack, you know, pick the ball up and drive at his man. If the wing-backs are there, he's got no one to hold the ball up for.
Well, Max Hunt getting the better of Beck once again that time, setting the tone early doors. Billy Heath is going to like that from his centre half, and eventually I think a free kick awarded to Alfreton on that far side by the Mort stand. Cantrell was appealing immediately, and the referee agreed, blew his whistle. Willis will stride forward to take it.
Yeah, I think Willis will have a point to prove today after being sent off on Tuesday evening.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I wouldn't have been entirely surprised if Jake Askew was given the nod today, just because he's probably the sharper of the 2 goalkeepers in terms of current games played. You know, he's played the 2 games in the league whilst Willis was injured, and then obviously had to come on in place for, of Willis after he was sent off on Tuesday night. But Willis given the nod today as he looks to go long from his free kick, headed away by Scunthorpe. Nathan Newell looking to send it back where it came from and gets something on that to knock it out wide to Fuster. He gets his first touches on the ball this afternoon. Looking to drive at his man down the left-hand side. Left-footed cross low, cleared away at the front post by Maxime Cougon. I think the referee's blown his whistle for a free kick. I'd imagine an offside perhaps on Jake Day as he looked to come across and get something on that. James, yes, it is still 0-0.
Yeah, 7 minutes 30 played. No major chances yet, just a bit of a battle in the midfield so far.
Both sides going direct on occasion. Scunthorpe, out of the 2 teams, looking to be the one more comfortable to maintain possession with their back line, as Fitzsimmons opts to go direct again. That one's going to run all the way through for Willis, who leaves that one for a goal kick of his own.
Yeah, just want to quickly add on, the picture is broken on the stream. We are frozen, but you can hear us, which is the most important thing. I'll fix the video at half-time for everyone watching, so you can see us moving around and having a laugh.
Yeah, but as long as you're able to hear us, things should be okay. But yeah, don't worry, it's not your picture that's breaking up. It's the connection on our end, but fingers crossed the sound remains intact.
The sound's good, that's why I was just checking.
Yeah. Willis going long from this goal kick towards Day. Bounces around the centre circle. Cantrell contesting it. Jake Day with a flick over the top. Lewis Salmon trying to run onto that one, but Fitzsimmons makes the claim and distributes swiftly over towards Denton. It's a great knock over to the left wing back. Outside the boot pass. Down the line. Adam Lund up against Harris. Scunthorpe fans wanted a foul for that one, as I'm sure you could probably hear.
Yeah, it just looked like Lundy was using too much of his hands there. I thought the referee was going to blow his whistle for sure, but he's chose not to. What decision goes against Whitehall?
Yeah. Dwayne Wiley getting that clear from the throw. It's only going to go as far as the halfway line, just between the 2 dugouts. As
the ball was cleared, Billy Heath just telling his players to calm down, stop looping the ball out for throw-ins. Should we get it down the middle or get the ball down? Stop giving Scunthorpe possession back so easily.
Well, I'll be more pleased with that routine from the throw-in. Will Evans looking to take it forward, but Alfreton winning themselves a throw, which Josh Claxton comes on over to take.
He's going to be looking for Jake Day down the stand. He's drifted all the way out wide. 2 men on Jake Day.
Throw does go forward as a pull of a shirt. Ball at the feet of Denton, whose clearance blocked by Salmon, out for only a Scunthorpe throw. And as we approach the 10-minute mark, there's not been a whole lot in this game so far. I think it's definitely a case of the two teams essentially feeling each other out, really. They both know that their strengths lie with their big and tall front men, and it's a case of finding them. Scunthorpe look to find Beck once more up against Hunt. That one flicked on by Beck, but out for a goal kick. First time that he's beaten Max Hunt to one of those aerial battles.
I think it was one as well Max Hunt was happy to let him have. It was in a position where he was never going to be able to head it across goal. He's not bringing it down, he's stretching for it. I think Hunt's kind of took a step back, if any, didn't let him head it straight out for a goal kick.
I think he knew that there wasn't too much on for him if he was to win the header. Already hearing some boos from the Britcon stand behind George Willis at the moment as he lines up this goal kick. Clacky thinks about providing the short option, but heads back to reassume the back four just beneath the halfway line. Willis goes long from the goal kick up towards Day. Flicked on well by Day. Lewis Salmon just about unable to get it under control, and the referee halts the game. There is a Scunthorpe man down on the ground just outside the centre circle. You'd imagine it'll be a head injury, and that's the reason for the referee bringing the game to a stop.
Yeah, no surprise there. Referee does well to stop it. It's up in the air. There's no one going to challenge Liam Waldock for the ball. I'm sure he'll give Alfreton the ball back from a drop ball.
Apologies. Oh, Scunthorpe man now back to his feet, trying to catch who it is. It's in a sort of crowd of players. I think it might be the number 5, Will Evans, that went down, who is still rubbing his head. It was, yeah, Evans back to chat to the referee quickly before he drops the ball for Fitzsimmons, who smashes that one far forward up towards Beck. This time Wiley wins it. Denton looking to make something of it though. Hunt heads it away on the edge of the area. Ball back now with Evans. Denton tries a neat flick inside towards Beck, but the two not on the same wavelength. It's a poor clearance from Waldock, which Denton pounces on, looks to create something in field, but Alfreton Town clear their lines for now. Ball back with Scunthorpe now going back to Fitzsimmons. Here goes direct again. I think we're going to see a theme here with the two goalkeepers looking to find their front men. Referee's whistle goes, penalising a combination of Waldock and Day for upending the Scunthorpe man on the halfway line. Free kick to the hosts.
So nothing too neat or cute about Scunthorpe. They just seem a well-drilled side. They've got the philosophy that they want to play. They're going to try and hit Beck. It's not like when you play some of these teams who are overplaying.
Well, that one in towards Beck. He knocks it down into a good area in the box, but nobody in a Scunthorpe shirt there to get onto it, and Alfreton Town hack that one away.
That's just one of them scenarios where Salmon and Fuster have had to drop in on the wing backs, and Day's left up on his own. It's a 2-on-1, and he's not the type of player to kind of cause that kind of problem. He needs players to play off.
No, Scunthorpe now back with the ball on the halfway line inside the centre circle, shifted over to the left now with Evans. He looks to clip one in behind, brought down on the chest, and then the volley does come in eventually from Will Harris, a low knee from Spennymoor, but he doesn't catch it as he would have liked to. Just floats into the hands of George Willis.
Yeah, probably just half a yard behind where he would want that to fall, and he's stretching back to try and wrap his foot around the ball, but he can only get a slight touch, which just looped it up into the hands of Willis.
Yeah, it was a good run though from Danny Whitehall, who brought it down on his chest, essentially laying it off with that touch. But George Willis able to make the save as Jake Day over on the left-hand side, looking to get across into the box, cause some chaos, but that one straight into the grasp of Ross Fitzsimmons.
Yeah, Jake Day, it's a shame we don't have a second one in the box waiting for that delivery. It's a shame he had to drift out wide to put the ball in, and there was no one there to attack it. Waldock on the edge and Salmon at the back post, just easy for the keeper to claim.
Fitzsimmons going direct towards Beck once more. Looks to find Harris in field, but clearance comes in. Linesman's flag raised for an offside against Day.
It's almost like a classic big man, little man from Scunthorpe.
Well, they take this free kick quickly. It's a great take from Denton as he looks to find the cross into the box, but Salmon does just enough to divert it towards Willis, who collapses on the ball, bides Alfreton some time as they regroup.
It's one thing we didn't talk about before the game. What would a prediction be, or what would you be happy with today?
I think I will take your prediction from last week, from last stream, sorry, on Tuesday night, and I'm going to go with a 1-0 Alfreton win. George Willis looks to find Salmon direct from that drop kick, a little half volley from the goalkeeper. Got a lot of power on it, and Salmon did get the initial touch on it, but then the clearance came in from Scunthorpe and out for a throw.
Well, it should have been an Alfreton throw in. Lewis Salmon brought it down and it was kicked straight out by Evans, but the linesman's got that one wrong and given it away Scunthorpe.
Billy Heath not best pleased with the official's decision. Scunthorpe nonetheless will have the throw. And Will Evans sends it down the line, headed forward by Hunt. Waldock trying to flick it round the corner. Jake Day does his best to bring it down, but Scunthorpe eventually get the clearance in. Nathan Newell bringing it down at the back, lays it back off for Willis inside his area. Right-footed, goes diagonal over towards Fuster. Just about doesn't manage to keep it in play. Out for a Scunthorpe throw on that far side from our perspective. Got Maxime Coogon standing over this throw. You'd imagine he's going to look to hit the line with Mark Beck ready and waiting. Up it goes towards the big man, headed forward by Nathan Newell. Cantrell forward again once more, and he will continue the press. Up towards Fitzsimmons, who's forced direct. Up towards Will Harris, but that one flicked back through. George Willis now with the ball in his gloves. I think it's going to be not too much of the ball on the floor today. Well, Willis miscues that drop kick, but Claxton rescues it, heads it forward. Scunthorpe getting the clearance back in across halfway, and Max Hunt just dealing with that one, sending it back out for a throw. Denton takes quickly. Lewis Salmon does well to win his side a throw. The pass back to Denton from Harris was short. And Salmon just got his body in the way between Denton and the football, sees it roll out for an Alfreton throw. Claxton trying to buy a few yards, but the referee and the fourth official not having any of that.
The official, I think Lewis Dawson's been one today where he's going to let a lot go. He's happy for it to be a physical game. There's been a lot of kind of hands-on use. Now anything too much, and there's a perfect example. Hands in the back from Newell. He doesn't give it. He's happy to let it run.
Well, Cantrell now with the ball at his feet. Claxton looking to hook it down the line towards Waldock. He does his best to flick it on. But Scunthorpe do come in. The clearance from Andrew Boyce.
Just being pushed by Cantrell there. I thought Cantrell might have fouled him the way he went in, kind of studs were showing, but he pulled out of it at the last second and it saw the ball just kind of be booted away and up into the stand.
Yeah, and that results in an Alfreton Sound throw. Adam Lund with his second of the afternoon. First from this side on the right wing.
I think Max Hunt's going to come and try and flick it on from the edge of the area.
Yeah, Lundy's waiting for him to get forward into that desired position. And there it goes. Headed away by Scunthorpe at the front post. Newell looks to knock it back in the area. Salmon tried the volley. Scunthorpe make the intervention before he could get it away. Ball now with Fuster on the left side. Goes back to Newell. First time cross blocked by the tracking back from Will Harris. Gives Adam Lund another chance to launch one of those into the area.
Yeah, it's a fantastic block from Will Harris, but I think you'd rather the ball come in from Newell than the long throw from Adam Lund. I know how I'd rather come in. And that's not to say Nathan Newell had a bad delivery, but first time from that kind of position, he's, plays unorganised in the box. We've got a time to be where we want to be now. Battle and basically a more precision throw out of the hands can come in.
Well, that throw going short that time towards Fuster, who puts a right-footed cross in. Salmon the closest to it, but it looks like it's going to run out. Oh, Salmon does well to keep that one in play and knock it off of Denton for another Alfreton throw. It looked destined just to roll out, but Salmon did not give up on it. 20 minutes gone. Lund showing Lewis Salmon some appreciation for that hard work to earn his side another throw.
Applauding the fans as well, who showed Salmon a lot of appreciation for not giving up on that ball.
Adam Lund lining this one up right by the corner flag. Takes it in towards the near post, headed away initially. And Nathan Newell tried to leave that one for Adam Lund, but Scunthorpe do get there first. It's Will Harris looking to break on the counter-attack. Nathan Newell puts a foot in. Adam Lund does enough to win it back. He just knocks it away down the line. Good feet from Evans, though, to keep it alive. Nathan Newell's clearance. Looking for Day. Diving header clearance from Boyce. And the game looks to be getting into a scrappy phase once again. Michael Clunan sends it over to the right-hand side. Harris again. Scunthorpe now in a crossing position. And Denton's shot might have gone over the line, but the linesman
that is
keeps
very,
his
very
flag
close.
down. George
That
Willis
is very, very close.
makes the stop, and it trickles back a little bit just before he gets his hands on it completely. And you must have heard the cheers from around us. Boos now directed at the officials. But that was very, very close to Scunthorpe taking the lead, and we're going to have to watch that one back. But from this perspective, looked 50-50. Could have been given either way. The referee gives no goal.
Yeah, George Willis living life really, really on the edge there. God, I had my heart in my mouth for a moment.
Well, that ball sent into the box towards Beck. Adam Lund gets the clearance in. Only as far as Evans, who looks to knock it back in there. Hunt clears. Not once, but twice. Back over to the halfway line with Denton. Into Evans, tries the flick over to Denton. He's not happy that he wasn't there. Max Hunt takes that one away from Willis. Right-footed clearance down the line towards Day. Gets up to get his head on it. No one to flick it onto, though. And Fitzsimmons takes the touch to get around him before going long on his left foot. Headed away by Hunt. Salmon tries the flick. Day knew he was offside, so he leaves that one to run for the Scunthorpe throw. Billy Heath urging his side to get further up the pitch.
You're almost just kind of camped out waiting for a miracle to happen. We need to kind of push up the pitch when we've got the opportunity to.
Scunthorpe with the throw now inside their own half. The referee giving him the Adam Lund treatment, sending him a little bit further backwards before he takes it. Does eventually come down the line though towards Beck, headed by Salmon. Wiley nodding that one out for another throw. Denton prepared to take. He goes to the feet of Clunan, and then smashed back to the back line. Maxime Coogan now with the ball at his feet. Waits for the diagonal pass to present itself towards Beck, and Salmon jumps up to get it. Shouts for handball from the Scunthorpe players. Mark Beck
strangely went over the header with both hands in the air.
Mark Beck in disbelief that that's not been given, but play continues on. Dwayne Wiley steps up to make the interception. He looks to go long on his right foot, but the clearance closed down by Alfie Beeston for Scunthorpe. And some further protestations directed at the referee from Scunthorpe's captain Clunan. Doesn't seem to be that interested though. Claxton preparing for this throw-in on the halfway line, right in front of the dugouts. And it does go long over towards Day. Waldock gets his head to it as well. Eventually Scunthorpe with the clearance. Beeston gives it over to Dwayne Wiley. Left-footed pass back to Willis. Right-footed clearance up towards Jake Day, but Clunan steps in, to make the intervention.
A really good aggressive header as well from Boyce to step up and get in front of Day there. Just took out any danger of Day bringing that down.
And the ball now back at the feet of Ross Fitzsimmons. He goes direct towards Beck. Dwayne Wiley does win the header though. Sent back into Alfreton's half, and it's Whitehall on the edge of the area. Eventually tackled by Cantrell, whose clearance will run all the way through to Andrew Boyce. Good defending from Cantrell, who made the recovery run essentially to track back as Whitehall was kind of kept on the edge of the area, made sure that he couldn't turn and get a shot away, and that bought Cantrell enough time to step in, nick the ball. Bit of head tennis in the midfield now. Nathan Newell heads it forward over towards Boyce. Ball now eventually on the ground. Adam Lund steps up to make the interception. and he carries it forward down the left-hand side. Furthers it on towards Fewster. He tries a first-time left-footed cross in towards the near post. It was low, and it was cleared. And Scunthorpe get the ball up towards the halfway line. Harris attempting to bring that one down, but Wiley heads it clear out for a throw. I think there's going to be a lot of repetition from us today.
Yeah, there will be.
When it comes to the approach from both sides, the ball is going to go long. It is going to be headed, probably away. And if it is headed away, it'll end out in a throw-in. Jake Day, though, bringing this one down with his feet. Trying to find Cantrell. Poked around the corner for Fewster. Alfreton looked to have beaten the press as Fewster tries to find Salmon, but that one's slightly overhit. Runs all the way through for Fitzsimmons in the Scunthorpe net.
Great idea from Fewster. What he did there, kind of travelled into the midfield, looked for the clipped ball into Salmon. Salmon just a little bit behind the play and couldn't latch onto the end of it.
The linesman dropping his flag there as he tries to award on the throw on that far side. Met with some jeers from the home crowd. But it has run out all the way for a throw. Right by the corner flag in the corner of the sort of Britkin stand and the Mort stand meet. As Adam Lund heads over to take it. Gives the linesman a pat on the shoulder. Some commiserations for mishandling his flag. But this is one of those throws that if it was on the right hand side you'd see Claxton take, but Adam Lund adopting the duty over there, sent forward. Beck trying to bring it down and knock it over the top towards Harris. He's up against Hunt on the right-hand side. Rolls out for a goal kick. Spennymoor low knee, unable to get it under control in the end. And Harris throws the ball towards Willis, but not to Willis. And he's not happy that that one wasn't thrown towards him, and therefore makes the claim that it's not his fault that he's going to be taking longer with this goal kick. The referee does tell him to hurry up. 27 minutes gone, and we are seeing the
It's
first.
time to mention it. The Bulls blog once dubbed George Willis the Pele of time wasting, so he will really, really enjoy that one.
Absolutely. Well, Willis prepares to take this goal kick eventually. Right-footed, forward it goes. Over towards Salmon this time. It's flicked on by a Scunthorpe man. Boyce knocks it back to his goalkeeper. Jake Day, the lone man up there pressing on his own. Beck with a flick on, looking for Harris, but that runs through to Willis. Yeah, and I think we'll circle back to something that you mentioned earlier on. The wing-backs for Scunthorpe are essentially forcing Salmon and Fewster to sit so deep when they come forward, to the point where it's essentially Jake Day left up top, completely isolated. One of the midfielders do help him out on occasion, Baldock or Cantrell, stepping up to aid the press, but outside of that, really not much Jake Day can do up there if the ball's just fired into him. Baldock trying to find Claxton out on the right-hand side in his own half, but the pass not able to be controlled by the full-back.
I think he's just a bit too flat on his feet there, Claxton.
And it runs out for a throw. Denton does take. He gets it back. Beeston, challenged by Waldock and Day. Day felt that he'd kept that one in and goes to ground following a push from Evans, but the linesman flagged immediately for the ball to have gone out, and he changes his mind. The referee gives the throw the way of Alfreton now. And Denton just laughs in disbelief that that's what the referee's gone with, but Alfreton Town will be happy with that. And I think this could be a sign, something that you mentioned a long, long time ago, but Alfreton Town just getting on the right side of these decisions and frustrating the opponent.
Yeah,
if we see the frustration tell, we see some cracks show, that could be the route that Alfreton go in this game, because I think they know Scunthorpe, the quality that they've got on the pitch probably outweighs that of Alfreton, and their position in the league tells you enough.
Yeah, when you come to these big sides who have so much quality on the pitch, especially away from home, you have got to get them to show cracks. You have to frustrate them if you want a chance of taking back all 3 points.
Adam Lund's throw in towards the area. Waldock heading it down on the edge. Cleared away by the Scunthorpe back line, all the way back through to Josh Claxton. And he prepares his diagonal ball over towards Max Hunt. Jake Day getting up to win it though. Dwayne Wiley bringing it down on the edge of the box, and he turns onto his left foot, looking to get a shot away. George Cantrell though tries to knock it through for Dwayne Wiley, but wasn't quite prepared for that one. But Dwayne Wiley, that was spectacular from the captain in an unfamiliar position up top. He brought it down on his weak foot, turned onto his left, and he thought about getting a shot away, but eventually the hosts recover to make the block. Half an hour gone now, still a 0-0 at Blandford Park here. It's been a very, very tricky game for both sides. Not too much in terms of shots at goal or the goalkeepers being tested. There was that moment where for a split second it looked like Scunthorpe may have taken the lead as Denton's shot directed at goal towards Willis. He got down to make the save, but there was a hint of doubt that it might have trickled over the line, but the referee and the officials agree that it did not completely cross the line. Therefore the scores remain 0-0. Scunthorpe have a free kick just inside Alfreton's half. Cantrell, the one penalised for a challenge on Beeston. Clunan to take. Right foot delivery in towards Boyce. Cleared away by the Reds. Boyce tries to knock it back into the area though, cause some havoc. Jake Day gets up well to head it clear. But Boyce back into the area for a third time. Jake Day clears for a second time. And Evans trying the shot from the edge of the area, the centre half. His effort blocked and eventually cleared away by Adam Lund.
Yeah, Lundy can't do anything there but just hit the channel, no one on.
Only as far as Denton though, who tries to find Beck. Whitehall wins the flick and the referee awards a free kick to the Reds. Mark Beck adjudged to be a little bit too handsy as he won that header.
Yeah, 2 hands on the shoulders of the defending Alfreton player. I couldn't quite see who it was because of this big pole in front of me. But 2 hands on the shoulders just used to get up and above. He leans over the top of the player, which is ultimately where the foul's given. Once you're leaning over, that's when you're going to get penalised for that kind of physicality.
Yeah, I think it's something that we mentioned previously, that the referee is willing to let a lot of those physical battles go that extra mile in a game like this. I think he's done well to know and realise the fact that this is going to be a physical game, and if you're blowing up every 2 minutes, we're not going to see much football played whatsoever. But that one doesn't fit the criteria for him, and he did give the free kick as Alfreton tried to find some territory in the final third, but Fuster's work only rolls out for a Scunthorpe throw in the end. And they look to go down the line through Coogan. Headed back forward by Andrew Boyce. Lund winging the header on halfway. Eventually now at the feet of Fuster. Tries to poke it around for Waldock on his right foot. It's a great knock. Liam Waldock now into the area. Waits for the arrival of Day in the box. And eventually Denton having to step in to intervene to stop Salmon from getting there at the back post. Good little passage of play from the Reds though. Scunthorpe looked to come away with it. Ross Barrows tries to hook it down the line, but that one's straight out for a throw. But a good move. Fuster and Waldock combining on the left wing.
Really good work from Waldock just in front of the far side, in front of the property service stand, where he just kind of cut onto his right foot, waited for the perfect moment to kind of loop that ball in towards Day and Salmon, who were crashing the area, but he kind of got it in between them. It was too high for Day and too short for Salmon, and Denton got the right side of Salmon and just got it clear.
Well, it does find its way in the hands of Adam Lund, who this time goes short to Josh Claxton.
Yeah, left there completely on his own. Every Scunthorpe player back in the box.
Tries the ball in towards Wiley, but Fitzsimmons gets up well to claim it. Billy Heath visibly frustrated with that throw-in routine. I think if you're putting the ball in the box and it's going straight to the goalkeeper, you're not going to be best pleased.
Yeah, the idea of kind of barraging the box with balls is to exhaust your opposition, make them get up, constantly be in physical battles. And well, you know, when you're making it so easy for the goalkeeper to just come and collect it, you're not tiring them out.
Yeah, and I think Fitzsimmons, an experienced goalkeeper in non-league especially, he's not going to be any fool to those sorts of deliveries. And it showed there. He came out and claimed that one. Well, Alfreton now with a much deeper throw inside their own half in the defensive third as Claxton prepares to take this one down the line over towards Day. Bounces. Salmon tries to get there, but it's the clearance from Evans infield. Knocks back forward by Wiley. Barrows back forward. Beck with the flick on, trying to find Harris. Few shouts for handball, but once again the referee uninterested in penalising Max Hunt there. Willis clears out for a throw on the left-hand side. Denton, former Leeds man, goes in field to Whitehall, up against Adam Lund. Eventually knocks it back all the way to right centre-back Coogan. Billy Fewster does excellently to step up and make the interception. And now he drives forward down the left-hand side. He's got Jake Day and Liam Waldock arriving into the area. Left-footed cross, it's low, but it's cleared away at the front post by Andrew Boyce. Good work from Fewster, though, back in the team, to step up and make the interception initially, but then also to carry on his run and get the cross in. And whilst it didn't find the feet of an Ofton man, it has gone out for a throw, which is just as dangerous as it being a corner, if we're being honest.
Yeah, the intelligence from Billy Fewster to see that he had the opportunity to step up 5 yards and just get in front of the man and get away with the ball was really, really good work. And he attacked quick. He didn't wait for people to get up with him. He ran at them quick, trying to find Scunthorpe unorganised. He attacked that byline. Good low ball into the box. It was a really, really clever move.
Well, the throw goes short once again, this time from Adam Lund. This time, though, it's to Newell, who tries the first time cross. Straight into the hands of Fitzsimmons again. Billy Heath once more visibly frustrated with that one. Fitzsimmons not too tested by that delivery either. It's not as if he had to come far to claim it. But the keeper goes direct over towards Denton on the left wing. Claxton wins the header. Straight out for a throw for the Iron. Whitehall leaving this one for Denton. Goes into the feet of Will Harris. Claxton gets a foot in. Whitehall sending it back forward, but that's going to run all the way through for a goal kick. Willis happy to let that one go. About 10 minutes to go until we see stoppage time in this first half. Things stay 0-0. Score remains level.
Well, Willis doing his best to make sure there's much of that added on at the end.
As he strides over to the other side of his 6-yard area to take this goal kick. Referee not looking, doesn't seem to be interested in dishing out the yellow card just yet. But Willis now preparing for this goal kick. Sends it long, up towards Salmon. Boyce beats him to it. Adam Lund penalised for a high foot, and I think that's one of those that kind of fall into the grey area of the opponent putting his head down to try and win the ball, which he's well within his rights to do. But then the foot of Adam Lund judged to be too near the head of Michael Clunan. But Scunthorpe look to come forward here through Beeston. He tries to find Denton, but Waldock gets the clearance in, as Alfreton just formed that low block on the edge of their area, not giving them any space to play. Coogan sends it long, though, towards Beck. He flicks it into the area towards Harris, brought down with his feet quite well, but Claxton steps up to make the clearance. Jake Day trying to win the free kick. Beeston keeps it alive for Scunthorpe, out wide to Denton on the left-hand side. He goes back to Beeston, up against Josh Claxton, opts to go back to Evans, who right-footed delivery, headed away by Lund at the front post.
Hunt.
There's Max Hunt's clearance that rolls all the way out for a throw on that right-hand side. Mark Beck happy to leave it. And Ross Barrows, the number 44, preparing to take this one. Ross Barrows was actually under Billy Heath at Halifax back in sort of 2017-18 season. He was there, did get loaned out, but will have been under the ruling of the current Alfreton boss. That throw, though, not going to trouble the back line whatsoever. Straight into the hands of George Willis, who collapses on that one and takes his time before taking his the little drop kick. I think we're going to see him roll it out for himself. Edge of the D, goes long over towards Day. Gets up to win the header. Does well into Billy Fewster. Tries to poke it through for Jake Day. Tries to keep it in play, and in doing so, surrenders possession out for a Scunthorpe goal kick.
Yeah, well, as we come on at the last 5 minutes or so this first half, it's 0-0, but it's been an entertaining 0-0. Both sides being bright. No major opportunities, but there's both sides definitely playing with some sort of tenacity, which is always good to see.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be unfair to consider this an even contest so far. Alfreton Town have defended really well against the sort of direct route up to Mark Beck, Max Hunt and Dwayne Wiley especially. Lundy's been getting involved as well. He's been sitting very deep, as we know he likes to do, but so far we've seen him kind of almost slotting in to make a back three at times when those long balls come. But this time, Beck drops in from the front line to receive it on his thigh.
Well, it's just that clash of styles, isn't it? And it's like,
yeah,
you look at it, and I think it's obviously fair to say that Scunthorpe have a high level of quality, but when you look at the players Alfreton have retained, I mean, you look at this side here at the start of today, and you've added, from last season, you have added Max Hunt, and that's it. You've got 10 players who know how to play this system, who are more well drilled into this system.
Yeah, well, Scunthorpe wanted a free kick there for Beck going down under the challenge from Hunt, but the referee relatively uninterested, doesn't award anything. Scunthorpe trying to go forward on the floor, but Adam Lund steps in to make the interception. Jake Day evades the challenge and lays it off to Claxton on the right-hand side, now crossing halfway. Tries to slip a pass into Liam Waldock. Out wide to Lewis Salmon. This is the best possession on the floor we've seen from Alfreton so far. Claxton tries to find the cross, but it is cleared away. I might have jinxed that one.
Commentators curse.
Yeah, as they say. Scunthorpe with now Danny Whitehall in possession, dropping deep again from the front line. Clunan now goes to the feet of Denton. Looked like a nice pass inside, but nobody there to receive it. Nathan Newell steals possession back, lays it off for Willis, who he allows to clear. Waldock now getting that one down on the second ball. Clackey waits for the long pass to present itself. It didn't quite. Tries it anyway and cleared. Harris wins the flick on there, but Willis easy to clear that one away. Now back with the Scunthorpe back line. Andrew Boyce back to his keeper Fitzsimmons. Pressed by Billy Fuster, and a nice little turn from the man in green to evade that press.
A little risky.
A little risky, but I think he had the confidence and he knew he could get that one off. Scunthorpe looked to switch the play over. Met with boos from the home fans. Some frustration now from the Scunthorpe side, and I don't want to say we told you so, but that is a visible and, for you lot, an audible sign of frustration from the home side as they look to switch it up and go direct. And it was a poor pass, ran straight out for a goal kick. And George Willis will, as you'd expect, not be hasty with setting up this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is a hard place to come. You want to run down the clock as much as possible while you're level. I'd have taken a draw before the game.
Yeah, I don't think that's something that Alfreton fans would disagree with, getting a point away from home against the highest scoring team in the league, the third best defensive team in the league, second in the table. Yeah, sure, they're without their most productive player, but still, the facts remain that they are one of the best teams, one of the teams to beat in the division. And certainly as well, off the back of a defeat midweek, it's just about avoiding defeat again, getting things back, getting the momentum back, in the way that you want it, and becoming a winning side once again.
Well, another point on that is just the 4 points separate the two sides, but it's the 14 goals that separate the sides and the goal difference. These are, you know, as well as we find ways to win, these are a team that punish teams, and they punish them well.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I think, judging from the first half, though, from a neutral perspective, if you were to judge this, I think you'd be pretty fair in your assumption if you referred to it as a game that looks destined for a 0-0. But that's not to say that neither team could nick it. Obviously, we'll see what happens in the second half and the remainder of this first half. There are still a few minutes to play with stoppage time as well, but I think it's more just the case of both defences being strong enough to shut down any efforts from either respective front line. Neither goalkeeper really been forced into a diving save at all. So it's just going to be a matter of which side can break through the back line first and break the deadlock. 1 minute of regular time left to play in this first half. Willis goes long over towards Jake Day, does win the header and eventually tries to further it on, keeps his feet. On he goes towards the edge of the area, tries the shot, and it runs out for a corner. Great work from the number 9, Jake Day winning the header and then unconventionally sort of bringing it down following a ricochet. Just finds some space on the edge of the D and thinks, why not? He'll have a go. And it rebounds off of a Scunthorpe man out for a corner, which Billy Fewster heads over to take on this right-hand side.
Yeah, well, probably the biggest chance as well of the half, with kind of someone driving, showing desire, getting to a bit of space on the edge of the box and having a goal. We've not really seen anyone do that yet.
No, well, Billy Fewster takes this corner, right-footed delivery towards the back post, goes over the head of Dwayne Wiley and cleared away by Scunthorpe. Clangston heads it back forward. And Scunthorpe forced to knock that one out for a throw, so Adam Lund will have a chance to get one more of these into the box. I think, if we heard that correctly, only the 1 minute of added time.
Yeah, well, you might have heard it on the world's loudest tannoy. But yeah, 1 minute added on, and I think that's good. I mean, we're about 30 seconds into that already. Lundy gets his throw in. Maybe this will be the last chance of the half.
Well, here we go. Adam Lund's throw. Hunt the target. Headed away by Scunthorpe to the edge of the area. Waldock trying to keep it alive. Fewster wraps around to maintain possession. He's challenged by Beeston, who does get a foot in, but Fewster maintains possession. Right-footed cross straight out into the side netting for a goal kick. Only seconds left of this first half, though, and you'd imagine that's how it's going to remain. Fitzsimmons lines up his goal kick. I think he's going to be wise enough to let this one run until half-time, get his side in level, and they can have a team talk go again for the second 45. Here comes that goal kick from Fitzsimmons. Referee looks like he's going to allow a few extra moments here. Waldock looks to knock it over the top. Gives Jake Day something to run onto.
Sure, that'll be it.
Nod back to the goalkeeper, and you're spot on. There goes the half-time whistle. Boos from the Scunthorpe supporters immediately directed at the referee, you'd imagine. To describe it so, what would you say, Matty?
Yeah, well, when you see these two clashes of style, I think the main point for me is, yeah, Scunthorpe have the quality, they have the players in this team. I mean, you think, well, Mark Beck's last season in the National to Solihull because he was scoring so many goals. They've got a lot of really, really good players for this level in their team, but it's a new manager for the start of this season. It's a new style that they've had to learn. We come here last year and they were very interchangeable, fluid. They were looking to play this kind of nice on-the-floor passing football, whereas we look at Billy Heath's side and Alfreton, they've only got one player in the starting 11 today who wasn't here last season.
Tuning in for the first 45 here at Glanford Park. The score currently Scunthorpe 0, Alfreton Town 0.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you after the break.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to our watch along here at Glanford Park for Scunthorpe United against Alfreton Town. The Reds are back on the field. We are waiting on the hosts to come back out of the tunnel, but if you are just joining us, things are still level here, 0-0 at the break. It's been a very cagey affair, both sides sort of feeling each other out. There's been a lot of direct play from both teams. I think the common theme that we pointed out early on was going to be those long balls forward from Scunthorpe up towards Mark Beck, and he's been up against Max Hunt for the majority. Dwayne Wiley stepping in sometimes as well, Adam Lund too. But the general theme has been the Alfreton back line getting the better of Beck, winning those first headers, and then even if Scunthorpe do get to the second ball first, it's about Alfreton creating that low block, having bodies behind the ball, and just not allowing for any interplay around the edge of the box, not letting Scunthorpe create much. And then if they do get the ball into the box, it's coming from a deeper cross where Alfreton are sort of happy for those to be delivered because they back themselves aerially to beat Scunthorpe for those crosses into the area. But Scunthorpe now back onto the pitch. Doesn't look to be any half-time changes from either side.
We need your support. You are the 12th man. Get behind the boys. In Clark Blue, get behind yours. Scunthorpe United.
And there's the world's loudest tannoy.
Yeah, with
once again.
The world's loudest tannoy with the man with the world's least charisma on it. Just want to quickly say before the second half gets back under the way, we have not fixed the picture.
No.
Only because I did this before we started the stream and I fixed it. But I'm worried if I do it now, what I have to do, I'm worried we'll lose the stream.
Yeah,
so we're going to opt with sounds more important than seeing our ugly mugs anyway. So
yeah, well, I think, fingers crossed, as long as you guys can still hear us loud and clear, that's the main thing. You are unfortunately going to be stuck on that freeze frame of Matty looking down at his laptop keyboard and me looking at something very intently, but nonetheless, we are back underway here at Glanford Park for the second 45. Direct approach immediately cleared by the back line, and Scunthorpe look to come forward with the ball on the floor. Denton inverting from that left-hand side, goes into the feet of Beck. He's clipped.
Turns well, wins a
clipped by Dwayne Wiley, and that is a textbook free kick.
Yeah, turns really well.
The Iron. Yeah. Great feet from the big man.
He's one of the ones we've kind of picked out as a player with a lot of quality. Yeah, scored, what was it, a bag full of goals for Darlington 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, lots of pedigree, certainly at this level, but just in the National League as well. And he's earned Scunthorpe a free kick in a good position, just inside shooting range, you'd imagine. Left-hand side of the sort of midpoint of the centre of the pitch, about 25 yards from goal. Alfreton setting up with a 4-man wall. It's going to be Day, Hunt, Newell and Claxton as Willis organises them over the free kick. The Iron have got Danny Whitehall, and I want to say it's Clunan, the skipper, standing over the ball as well as the referee takes his steps back, blows his whistle, or he waits. Now he blows his whistle. It's going to be Whitehall, struck into the face of Adam Lund in the wall, and that was a strong one to take to his skull, and immediately he drops to the ground. Ollie waved on.
And he's moving.
Speeds on there to a 10-10 to Adam Lund. But that's a sore one on a cold day like today as well.
Yeah, that's an awful one to take. I've had a couple of them in my 21 years, and they hurt.
Yeah, a real stinger for Adam Lund. He kind of flopped to the ground, didn't knock him unconscious, but very painful, you'd imagine. Straight to the face. Yeah,
straight in his chops.
Very a brave one. A brave one to block. Didn't want to move his head out of the way. He just took the full brunt of it. Slap bang on his face. And he's now laying on his back, receiving treatment from Ollie, who I think will give him his praise. That was a quick entrance.
Yeah, it
onto
was.
The pitch from the dugout.
Fantastic movement from Ollie.
Putting in a case to get himself registered for the County Cup. As we see Adam Lund lay down on the ground, Scunthorpe standing with the ball in their hands. You'd imagine the referee, this will just be a case of giving the drop ball, one team handing possession back to the other. But the referee, no hesitation there, blew up straight away to halt the game. A couple of minutes in to this second half, the first real opportunity for either side has resulted in Adam Lund taking a powerful shot to his cranium. He is sat back up though, which is a good sign. Ollie helps him back to his feet, and I think he's probably going to have a spell on the sidelines before being allowed back on, if he is to continue, and I think it will be that way, because we have seen Harry Perrett sent out to warm up, but you'd imagine that's just as a precaution.
Yeah.
Billy Heath gets the thumbs up, or is hoping for one from Ollie.
Lundy's one of them players who doesn't really, drop out of the team with an injury easily. I think it was 56 games on the bounce he played from before he missed one this season.
Yeah, I think he's going to want to continue as well, as much as the Reds fans will want to see him take back to the pitch. And he is there, standing on the side, ready to be waved back on by the linesman. As that drop ball sent into the area by Scunthorpe, headed away by Max Hunt. Dwayne Wiley trying to get his body in there up against Boyce. His cross cleared away out for a throw. Adam Lund can now reclaim his position in that back line. He's going to have a throw in to deal with immediately. It's the throw taken by Barrows on the right-hand side. Nathan Newell steps in to make the challenge though. Finds Jake Day down the line. Still inside his own half, but wins the throw. As Coogan stepped up, put the challenge in.
Nothing down the line for Jake Day, just kind of delayed, waited for a foot to come in and let them knock it out of play.
Yeah, did all he really could in that situation. It's Adam Lund straight back into the thick of it with a throw of his own inside the Alfreton half. Strides beyond the dugouts and sends it down the line towards Fewster. Coogan does get his head to it first. George Cantrell steps in to make the challenge. Adam Lund sends it back down the line, but both Jake Day and Lewis Salmon are aware they were offside, and it's gone out for a throw actually. Not a goal kick, just out for a throw right in the corner. So Alfreton might have the opportunity to box the hosts in here. It's going to be Maxime Coogan, the Irishman, to take. Sent up towards Beck, flicked on by Newell. Max Hunt sends it back forwards. Andrew Boyce with the headed clearance. Fewster doing his best to contest it. Sent down the line. Wiley knocking it out for a throw on halfway. Chucked back in for Barrows. Billy Heath asking if he can maybe move backwards a little bit, but the linesman and the referee disagree with him, as it's taken quickly now into the feet of Whitehall. Lays it off for Barrows on the right-hand side. Looks to find a cross in from deep on his right foot, headed away by Salmon, who's tracked back. Adam Lund, he wins the header, but the referee awards the free kick to Scunthorpe right on the edge of the D.
It's not what you want to give away a free kick at all.
No, and I think it was the number 9, Danny Whitehall, that went down there under Lund's challenge. And if the last free kick wasn't dangerous, this one certainly is, on the right-hand side of the D. 20 yards out at most. 4-man wall again. Look, might be a 5-man wall actually. Wiley, Hunt, Day, Lundy and George Cantrell making up the red wall, as we're seeing Willis standing on his post, just trying to organise those 5 players. And over the free kick, it's going to be Clunan and Whitehall again, who you'd imagine it would be the latter to take after that first one he took only 2 minutes ago. Looked well struck, if it wasn't for Adam Lund's intervention. Clunan does move away from the ball. Whitehall standing over it for his right-footed strike. Referee blows his whistle. Up and over the wall. Ooh. And not far wide at all. That was a good effort from the number 9, Danny Whitehall. It got beyond the wall and it dipped as well, but just wide of the right-hand post. George Willis, grateful to see that one sail beyond the goal.
I think we all were. You won't want to let him have another crack at that, because that was very, very close to breaking the deadlock.
And Willis lining up his goal kick now. Breathing a sigh of relief in the process, you'd imagine. And he does take it long. Jake Day does enough to send the ball just a bit further. Cantrell trying to do his best to pick up the pieces, but Clunan forced to poke it out for a throw.
Yeah, it's a clever touch from Clunan. Knocks it out. Adam Lund will have a chance to throw this into the area as well. It's in a good position. He's going to be able to try and pick out one of them big bodies. Wiley and Hunt making their way into the area. Claxton left all the way on his own though towards the halfway line once again.
Adam Lund, his throw into the area, headed away by Beck. He's going to let that run. Apparently we've got no sound, by the way.
You let me know and I can fix it.
Yeah, hold on.
It's in by Lund.
Yeah, there's not even a picture.
Yeah, I know there's no picture.
No, but it's just black. Oh no.
Sound fine?
I think so, hang on.
Yeah, that's what it was like when I went. It's just still picture, but the sound's fine.
Yeah. Weird.
Ron panicking me for no reason.
Well, you can blame my mother for that one, being informed that we have no sound. Apparently they have it now, so maybe that was our television back home. But Jake Day looking to put the pressure on Fitzsimmons as that ball came over the top, rolled straight through to the keeper though, into the feet of Coogan. He knocks it back for Fitzsimmons. It's an uncomfortable back pass that he has to deal with. Knocks it back into the number 4, though they've played out of that quite well. Coogan tries to play it down the line, but Dwayne Wiley makes the interception, and then, well, a great bit of play initially, but then miscues his clearance horribly.
Attempted murder on someone in the stands.
Straight out for a throw into the stand. Scunthorpe come forward on the right-hand side again. Barrows with the cross in. And it looks like that's gone out for a goal kick, which Willis claimed. And I think Alfreton will be awarded that. Bent out for a goal kick, sorry, before it came back in and rolled out on the far side underneath the Mort stand. Willis preparing this goal kick on the opposite side of his 6-yard box. 10 minutes into the second half now, and we've not seen a whole lot of action too dissimilar to the first half. Obviously, a few minutes of this second half been taken up by Adam Lund receiving treatment following his absolute battering he took following that free kick, and the referee just having a conversation with Wiley and Lund before Willis is allowed to take this goal kick. He's called Wiley over. Unsure as to what that's for exactly, but the referee allows Wiley to take his position back up in the back 4. No cards dished out. And Willis now egged on to take the goal kick by the referee. And forward it goes, looking for Salmon. And his flick going to be Day against Denton. And Denton clears. Claxton wins the header though, inside his own half. Adam Lund sends it back forward down the line. Good header away by Evans, but Jake Day shields it well to earn a throw for the Reds.
Yeah, fantastic decision from Jake Day there, just using his body, lets it go out. We know what we can do from a long throw, and originally it was a fantastic clearance by Denton. It was right down the channel and really awkward for Clacky to deal with, but he did enough. Ended up with a throw in.
It will be Adam Lund to take on that far side. Goes short once more. Right footed delivery from Adam Lund. It's a good one. Only as far, cleared away. All the way out to Claxton inside his own half now. He's got Willis making the pass for him. Touch out of his feet. And Willis goes long on his right foot. Smartly left by Boyce for his goalkeeper to pick up.
Yeah, always favourable as a centre-half. You can just let the ball travel over your head and into the goalkeeper.
And Cantrell putting the pressure on the goalkeeper as Fitzsimmons is forced long. Headed away by Max Hunt. And Billy Fuster trying to step in to win possession back. It's now with Waldock. And he's out-muscled by Clunan. The Iron captain doing well to win his side a throw inside their own half. Barrows takes that one infield towards Beeston. Finds the feet of Beck. Comes back into his own half now with Coogan. He's got Clunan dropping in, but Coogan looking to advance himself. Nice pass into Whitehall, who turns his man into the area now. Nathan Newell does enough, getting his body in the way between Whitehall and the ball. Goes down under the challenge from Whitehall, and the referee straight away blew his whistle. Yeah,
great work and really clever play from Nathan Newell, just running over quick, getting his body across the man, shielding it, and then going down under the first bit of contact. He was in an awkward position regardless there if the ball wasn't going to eventually roll out for a goal kick. So going down, getting the free kick was probably the best thing he could have done there, but it was always a gamble because referees let a lot go in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've mentioned it from the start, but the referee very happy to allow this game to be a physical one, but even that was too much for him. Ooh, and Lewis Salmon just for a moment looked like he might latch onto that long ball from Willis, but Fitzsimmons waited for it to trickle into his area before grabbing it with both hands.
It was an awkward one for him because he wanted it, the goalkeeper, but it was going to bounce just outside of his area, so he wanted it to bounce and come into his area.
Well, Jake Day bullies his way through beyond Will Evans, and the referee thinks that's a foul. Scunthorpe awarded the free kick inside their own half, taken short to Boyce. He looks to go long over towards Whitehall.
Ooh, apologies.
It was Will Harris, sorry, who ended up getting his head to it, but just nodding it out for an Alfreton throw.
Yeah, it's not really been the day for Jake Day, although he's probably had the kind of best chance of the game where he's turned and got to the edge of the box and had a go. It's not really the kind of game that suits him, is it?
No.
He's been isolated, though. I mean, it's a credit to Scunthorpe, the way that they've set up really has isolated Day. Yeah. And he's struggled. He's done as much as he can, but he's got no one to play off 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, and I mean, in doing so, kind of isolating him, it's meant also that Liam Waldock's had very limited time on the ball, so he can't get to do what he likes to for the majority. I mean, we've seen the few times that he has managed to get the ball down under control. He's created chances for the Reds, but could there be one here? Nathan Newell looking to clip one over the top towards Waldock, but it's just beyond him. He wanted that out wide, but it runs straight through, out for a goal kick. Ross Fitzsimmons will line up. An hour gone now, score remaining 0-0. Not been a classic, that's for sure, but certainly been an even contest. Boyce looks to play it out wide towards Denton. Clackey send it back where it came from. Boyce with 2 headers before eventually knocking it away. And Denton ensuring that Scunthorpe keep possession. Clunan now carrying it forward across the halfway line. Goes back to Coogan. Clunan again. Back to Coogan, goes back to his keeper. Met with lots of boos from the Britkin stand, as they were not happy to see that ball go backwards. They wanted it to go forwards, as it now eventually has. Cantrell gets the clearance in, though. Well, that was quite surprising. The boos ringing around the ground there, just as soon as one backwards pass was played. Well, Scunthorpe looked to go direct in response to that. Nice move. Beck brings it down for Coogan. Tries to slot it through for Barrows, who's made the inverted run inside, but Nathan Newell and George Cantrell do enough to see that one out for a goal kick.
Yeah, as the minutes goes on, you get that feel, just like last year where it's 0-0, you think you might come away with a point, but Scunthorpe stole it at the death. Would appreciate if that didn't happen again, or all the other way around. If we managed to steal it, that'd be a fantastic feeling for the journey home.
Absolutely. Well, George Willis lines up this goal kick. Takes his time, as ever. He's got Day, Salmon and Fuster all adopting the positions beyond the back line. Forward it goes towards Day. Boyce wins the first one, but Jake Day gets the second contact, tries to turn it around the corner. Brings it down on his chest now on the left flank. Tries to get a crossing on his left foot, but it's blocked by Boyce. And out for a throw in Scunthorpe's favour. Must have ricocheted back off of Jake Day.
Yeah, not too much protest. I thought it was going to be a Alfreton throw, but no protest from the lads really, so that's just the referee's decision. We do have this massive pole in the way.
Well, Barrows leaves it for Maxim Coogan, the 27-year-old. Takes it down the line towards Beck. It's won by Wiley, and he wins the throw as well. Heads it off the shoulders of Beck to win Alfreton a throw of their own, which Adam Lund will come on over to take himself.
Yeah, plenty of red shirts barreling into the box as well. Fuster taking the position right on the line, right on the byline.
He's slowly making his way forward. He might peel short, and there it is. Adam Lund elects not to use it though. In it goes towards the near post, headed away at the front post by Beck. It's bouncing around Cantrell, trying to keep it alive. Beck with another clearance. Adam Lund heads it back, forward. Eventually now brings it down on his chest, tries to poke it around the corner for Dwayne Wiley. And Alfreton win the free kick. Harris went in just too harshly on Adam Lund, the referee felt. And there is the set piece now. Nathan Newell stands over it, ready to take.
Yeah, we spoke about in the past, Newell on it, you know, he has a wicked delivery at times. We'll be hoping to dispatch one of those into a dangerous area for someone to latch onto.
And he takes his time. The only man back for Alfreton is Josh Claxton. Every other Scunthorpe player make up the low block. Nathan Newell clip ball into the area towards Dwayne Wiley, who gets his head to it first, but it's floating into the gloves of Ross Fitzsimmons, who tries to get his team away on the break quickly, but Waldock makes the interception. Goes out wide to Jake Day, and that's handball. The referee gives it. Just bobbled up off the ground after his touch.
Yeah,
Jake Day lets
unlucky
control
for
it.
Jake, but you're never getting away with that.
No, I think that's a pretty textbook handball. Scunthorpe have a free kick inside their own half. Goes direct. Evans looking for Beck. He does win the header. Adam Lund slots into that back line to get the clearance in. And is now having a debate with Dwayne Wiley about where that's ended up. I couldn't quite see if it was out for a corner or a throw. I think it might be a corner, judging by how the players are lining up in the box. And Scunthorpe adopting the kind of four-man love train on the edge. You'd imagine Mark Beck is the target here. Will Harris sent to the goal line just to disrupt George Willis as much as he can. It's going to be the captain, Clune, with the delivery on his right foot. In it comes from the number 7 towards Beck, headed away by Hunt. Barrows knocks it back into the area. Clearance comes in from Claxton, and eventually it drops back through to George Willis. He has the ball in his hands. Well dealt with by the Alfreton back line in the end.
Just a quick glance at the live table as well. Curzon Ashton are winning 1-0 at Chorley. Takes them up to top position with 2 games in hand on both Chorley and Scunthorpe. Scunthorpe dropped to 3rd.
Well, Willis looking to go short from this goal kick towards Claxton. He tries the diagonal pass over to Day. There were good runners on him, off of him, sorry, but his header slightly too powerful for anybody to latch onto it. Runs straight through to the goalkeeper. Fitzsimmons goes long himself. Headed forward by Wiley back towards the halfway line. Boyce responds with a powerful header of his own. Jake Day misjudges that one. Bounces back through towards Evans.
Now coming on to that kind of 70-minute mark now, and you'll be looking towards Billy Heath very shortly to see if he is going to change anything up, some fresh legs, or maybe go for it.
Well, Ross Fitzsimmons sent that goal kick long and then hobbled a little bit afterwards, stepping gingerly on his left foot, so perhaps something to look out for there. Nathan Newell sends this one long over towards Day on the right-hand side. Headed forward by Scunthorpe, but picked off by Cantrell. Waldock tries to further it on. Hacked forward by the Iron, and again met with boos as they're not keeping the ball on the floor. The fans not happy with that whatsoever. And another long ball from Boyce. I'm sure you can hear it through our headsets. Every single time Scunthorpe go direct and hoof it long, it's met with a boo. And Jake Day puts the pressure on Andrew Boyce there, pokes it out for a throw. It's a really tricky one for the home side now, because I'm not sure, you know, if they're going to be feeling if they've done enough to be ahead in this game, but the fans getting evidently and audibly frustrated.
They're losing a lot of headers, I think, is where you'd get frustrated. When the ball's going up in the air and along a lot and you're never ever winning that first ball, you're going to grow more and more frustrated.
Well, Coogan's throw intercepted by Newell. It's back with Coogan now. Goes back to his goalkeeper, Fitzsimmons. Right-footed pass out to Evans. And he goes long himself. It's a much better knock than we've seen from the back line so far towards Beeston, but that one rolls straight out for an Alfreton throw. He's unable to keep it under control, the number 8.
Yeah, we just need to see them kind of cracks in the Scunthorpe team. I mean, the fan base are growing frustrated, but I don't think the players are. They seem patient and intent on the way that they're playing. They don't seem to be showing any visible signs of frustration. But as we get into the really latter stages of this game and the clock ticks on more and more towards that 90-minute mark, that's when you could start to see it. So we started to see it significantly earlier against Kidderminster.
That is true. May we see a repeat here at Glanford Park. We'll have to wait and see. Scunthorpe now do have the ball on the floor on the halfway line. Barrows into the feet of Beck. Tries to turn beyond Wiley, but Cantrell makes the challenge. Though Beck redispossesses him. Clunan stepping into. Cantrell eventually comes out on top, lays it off to Waldock, crossing the halfway line now. He's got Billy Fuster running beyond him on the left-hand side. Into his feet. Tricky one to deal with, but he does well. Nathan Newell tries to bring it forward himself, but his poked pass into Waldock intercepted. Scunthorpe fans not at all happy with how they dealt with that. Nathan Newell trying to turn that pass down the line. Looking for Waldock, but it's straight through to the keeper once more.
Scunthorpe fans just putting a bit of pressure on their own players here.
Yeah, definitely. You wouldn't expect this from a team second in the division. But there you go. Alfreton Town doing what they do best, frustrating teams. And Dwayne Wiley down on the ground holding his head. The referee stops the game once again and waves Ollie on. He was ready and waiting. In a flash, he's with Dwayne Wiley to see to him. We're seeing now both teams coming in for a bit of a drinks break, a bit of a debrief. Instructions to be told from both managers. Andy Butler gets his team round him immediately to dish out some instructions. And Billy Heath not as quick to do the same. Say it's Will Harris, who's also crouching down, getting his head seen to by their respective physiotherapy team. Still no changes yet from either side as we approach the latter stages of this one. About 15-20 minutes to play. Yeah, well, and you'd imagine it won't be too long before either manager looks towards the bench to change this one up a little bit.
Yeah, you'd hope so. It needs a fresh injection of something new. I don't know what that is, but it needs it. If you are just joining us, just because our viewership shot up over the last kind of couple of minutes, we're about 17 minutes into this match, up 0-0. No really major chances. There was a shout for where Denton had a kind of wayward strike go on target. It just one that would have should have picked up easy, but it almost seemed to go over the line, and there was a lot of celebrating started by the Scunthorpe fans, but the referee did not give it. I'm unsure if it was over the line, but it was definitely close.
It was definitely close, yeah.
And then a free kick in this half by Whitehall for Scunthorpe. That was once again very, very close, heart in the mouth moment as it just saw over the bar.
Yeah, and outside of that, there's not been too much action in front of either goal for either Alfreton or Scunthorpe. And we are seeing a little break in play now as Dwayne Wiley has his head taped up, the captain, just so he can continue this one for as long as he can. Obviously, should he be forced into being withdrawn, Adamantson is on the bench. Sort of a like-for-like change in the centre-half department if Billy Heath has to make it, but I think you're going to want to keep your captain on as long as possible, and Wiley has looked assured in this one up against the difficult task of dealing with Mark Beck. Him and Max Hunt really been put through their paces aerially, and they've put in a respectable shift so far. Prevented the big man from having too much joy in the final third for the Iron.
Yeah, Wiley's one of them players, he's so adaptable. I think last season, how many times did the kind of centre-half partnership change, but he was always one. He was the one, the consistent one that was always kind of starting.
Kind of the main.
And none of the same centre-halves here, other than Dwayne this season, with Brisley going, Diggy. So it's one of them where he's got two new partners again, but once again, he seems the ever-present one. He only ever really has a one game here, one game there, where he's out the side.
Yeah, it's never really going to. He hasn't seen much of like a spell out of the team for a month or so, like we saw last season with the back line chopping and changing. But play is back underway now through a drop ball. Nathan Newell sends it long and eventually straight out for a Reds throw, which Adam Lund is preparing to take. And Scunthorpe once again, the team jeered by their own supporters as they smashed that one out for a throw-in. Adam Lund strides forward, sends it down the line over towards Jake Day, headed up in the air by Boyce into the area though.
It's going to go
straight out for a corner. Yeah, I mean, Lewis Salmon kind of knew that was going to be a corner, so he didn't want to get too handsy with his man because could very easily go down and draw a foul. But I think the number 11 smartly just didn't contest it too much, just so it bounced out for a corner. Billy Fuster preparing to take it. Dwayne Wiley, Jake Day, Max Hunt all in the area for Alfreton. Adam Lund as well as he peels down to the front post. Fuster's delivery doesn't beat the first man. Out towards the edge of the area. Max Hunt trying to rescue it. Barrows heads it forward. Adam Lund heading it back forward, and the game is stopped. Whether that's for an Alfreton free kick or not, I'd imagine it is. But Adam Lund, set to get back to his feet, and the Scunthorpe fans once again not at all best pleased with the fact that Ross Barrows that time didn't bring the ball down. And we're seeing a substitution now for Scunthorpe, the first change as the new arrival, Will Harris, withdrawn for the number 23, Luke Williams. First change of the day. Williams, the 31-year-old, made a lot of appearances in the England youth ranks as a youngster, ex-Middlesbrough. This is his second spell with Scunthorpe. As Alfreton looked to send that free kick into the area, but it is cleared away. Only as far as Newell, who elects to go back to Willis. And he takes his time before he lines it up. He's got Fuster and Hunt on the left-hand side, Day and Wiley on the right.
Fantastic.
Does find Day. Jake Day, shot from outside the area, rolls wide of the left-hand post. Well, not the worst effort, but I don't mind it.
It was Day who brought it down, turned and got the shot away, but the touch from Liam Waldock to just kill the ball dead in front of Jake Day was absolutely fantastic. He just kind of took all the weight off the pass and just kind of dropped for Day to kind of do whatever he wanted with it. It was really, really good work from Liam Waldock, and that's why we've kind of struggled to create where he's been isolated out of this game.
Yeah. Well, Scunthorpe go long from their own goal kick. Wiley with the clearance with his foot. Jake Day flicks that one on. Cleared away by Evans and straight out for a throw. And you'll hear it now. Scunthorpe fans continuing to boo their side.
I think they just want them to kind of stop panicking the amount of times where the ball's up in the air and they're kind of just looping it up for another 50-50. But we're a team, we love those 50-50s. We almost have an edge.
It's a 60-40.
In a 50-50, an aerial 50-50. You know, you're giving us a chance to win the ball back every time rather than just recycling the play, turning, going back to your goalkeeper.
Oh, Adam Lund sent that throw down the line towards Jake Day. It was cleared away, and Scunthorpe looks to come forward, but Beeston slips, picked off by Liam Waldock. He tries to turn beyond Denton, but quick feet from the wing-back as he carries it forward now beyond the halfway line. Goes to Barrows, lays it back to Clunan in the middle. In the centre circle now, Williams with his first touches of the match. Gets it back from Evans. Still on the halfway line. In towards Denton, who's stayed on the right-hand side after inverting. Coogan looks to play it down the right-hand side towards Barrows, and he does win a free kick from Nathan Newell. Much better from Scunthorpe in terms of having the ball on the floor. And they try and take it quickly. Clunan gets Fuster in the book. It's that classic. If you can kick the ball off the player quick enough whilst they're still in the way, you'll get them booked. And there it is, the first, I believe, the first yellow card of the afternoon.
Yeah, it is.
Out to Billy Fuster, just for blocking that free kick, not letting them taking it too quickly, standing on it.
David Moyo getting kitted up.
Yeah, we're seeing David Moyo readying, as well as Jed Abbey sent out to warm up.
Yep.
So potentially Billy Heath preparing to respond with a change of his own. But for now, Alfreton have a free kick to deal with. It's Michael Clunan, the Scunthorpe captain, on the right-hand side of the box.
Promising position.
men in claret and blue forward for the hosts. Mark Beck, you'd imagine, to be the intended target. The referee's making us wait as he has a conversation with a couple of players on the edge of the area. Billy Fuster, the one-man wall. Referee now does blow his whistle. Clunan, right foot delivery towards the back post. Willis comes and he claims. Strong, asserting goalkeeping from George Willis. He drops down to the ground just to give his side a bit of a breather. But well dealt with by the man in grey.
Yeah, just gives his team chance to get up the pitch. Moyo pretty much ready to come on. The board lights up. I imagine we'll see it straight swap for Jake Day, who's not. It's not been a game for him, but he's done everything he can, and he's had probably the 2 biggest chances of the fixture.
Yeah, he's run his absolute socks off for 80 minutes, and you'd imagine he will be withdrawn. Billy Heath,
yeah,
waves the substitution on, and we are going to see it. Jake Day withdrawn for David Moyo.
Jake Day is 20, David Moyo. Substitution sponsored by Jackson Stapleton Account.
Moyo has just over 10 minutes of normal time. Look to add to his tally this season of 3 goals and 3 assists. Zimbabwean ready to come on now.
Well, last time Jake Day had a good game and got subbed off, David Moyo got the assist for the winner in that time for Liam Waldock against Chorley. Yep, thank you.
Sorry, I didn't know if he had it or not. But no, we'll be hoping to see a repeat of that. Adam Lunn's throw, buys a few yards before he sends it into the area. It's towards Cantrell, who's flick on. Runs out for a corner. Scunthorpe thought that was going to be a goal kick, and he was sort of looking at the referee, Andrew Boyce, waiting for the referee to tell him which way it's going to go. He didn't get a response, and he opted to not take the evasive approach and just clear it away, just let it run for out of play, and it will be a corner. Scunthorpe continue to get frustrated.
Well, I think the referee was right. I did think it was a corner.
Yeah, and he's not under instruction to tell the player what it's going to be before it goes out, but Billy Fuster delivers this one towards the back post, over towards Max Hunt, whose header goes straight over and out for a goal kick. We are seeing Ross Barrow stay down on the ground for a little bit after going down under the challenge of Hunt, but he is back to his feet. Shouldn't be too much of a problem there.
So you just made me laugh there. A corner?
Well, yeah, because it looked like he
was so sure,
stared at
he?
the referee and then just kind of looked back at the ball, jogged behind it for about 3 seconds, waited for it to run off, and then was amazed when it was a corner.
A corner?
Well, Fitzsimmons takes this goal kick long over towards Beck. Wiley doing his best to win that one. Flick on from Whitehall's poor. Max Hunt gets a clearance in. David Moyo and Lewis Salmon look to chase. It's a 2-man press. Headed back to the goalkeeper. Moyo's going to get there first. And that could have gone anywhere, but David Moyo, the fresh legs, put the press on the goalkeeper, and the header back to the goalkeeper from Will Evans was way too short. David Moyo threw his body in there just to try and divert it over the goalkeeper, but his touch only rolls out for a goal kick. But the signs of frustration continue to tell for the hosts, but they do come forward here. Beeston trying to line up a shot, but Waldock steps in, and the counter could be on for Alfreton here. David Moyo making a run on the left-hand side, Salmon overlapping on the right. Waldock opts for Salmon on the right flank. Now up against Denton. Has to carry it back, lays it off for Claxton. He tries the first time ball back forward towards Salmon, but that one runs straight through for a goal kick. We are going to see a second change for the hosts.
It's Max Brogan, I think.
Is it 18?
Yeah, it's Max Brogan.
Yeah, Max Brogan, who replaces Alfie Beeston. Max Brogan drops out of the team from their previous game against Darlington, but is now back on the field. The former Solihull Moors man. And Scunthorpe's second change of the afternoon. As they line up a goal kick, that time Boyce and Evans took up positions in the box to maybe go short, but Fitzsimmons waved them away and goes long himself. Brogan straight into the game as he brings that one down, lays it off for Denton. Now Williams, fellow substitute, Lays it off to Evans inside his own half. Scunthorpe go direct. Might fall for Brogan. Claxton forced to nod that one away and out for a throw.
Yeah, well,
about 7 minutes of regular time left to play. Still, the score remains 0-0. The deadlock remains unbroken. Throw-in taken quickly to Williams. Now with Evans, who's come forward from the back, pokes across in. Nathan Newell with a left-footed clearance, brought down by Moyo. Lays it back off for Claxton. Good hold-up play from the substitute. Claxton has time to think about it before going long towards Salmon, and it just gets beyond Tyler Denson. And Lewis Salmon just tries to buy the foul, I think, because he knew he wasn't going to get there. Coogan out to Barrows, tries to play the ball down the line to Brogan, but Nathan Newell is there to intercept. Over to Fuster. Tries to fire the ball into the feet of Moyer, but he's not quite on the same wavelength. Good touch from Max Hunt.
I don't know how intentional that was.
To turn away from Mark Beck. No, but we'll give him it.
Yeah.
And David Moyo draws the free kick from Will Evans inside the halfway, inside the centre circle, sorry, right by the halfway line. And we've now just seen the Scunthorpe man go to ground as I looked at the team sheet, so I've missed it. But
yeah, no, he's gone to Whitehouse trying to basically keep the ball. One's kind of trying to kick it as he's picked it up, and he's gone down as if he's kicked him in the head or pushed him in the head or whatever. Yeah, it's Whitehall gone, and I have just heard a shout to my left somewhere from a Scunthorpe fan telling Whitehall to get up, so that's how the home fans are feeling about his antics.
Yeah, that's not our view, but that's one that we've inferred. So Alfreton Town prepared to line up this free kick. Andy Butler asking the fourth official for him to bring the ball back a little bit, and the referee agrees. It's brought back to the halfway line. Slap bang on the line for Nathan Newell to take.
Yeah, very high line.
I was going to say, Scunthorpe with a very high line from this free kick. Dwayne Wiley adopting an offside position. He's onside from the free kick though as it's taken. Newell delivers, headed away by Scunthorpe as it reached the area. Cantrell picks it up though. Lays it back off for Claxton, who's going to take the safe route back to George Willis.
I think that's what Scunthorpe fans want to see their players do. Just kind of take the safe route back, keep the ball, recycle it before you go forward, because the amount of times they're just kind of hooking it up first time.
Well, Willis, his delivery forward into the final third, headed away by Will Evans not once but twice. Adam Lund heads it back forward, and Moyer looks to peel around Evans to get there first, and he will. The substitute. Looks as if he's pulled back, but he keeps the ball at his feet on the right-hand side, lays it off for Claxton. First time delivery on his right foot into the area, bounces away to the edge, and Williams with the clearance. Finds Beck actually on the halfway line. Whitehall tries to knock it round the corner for Brogan, but Max Hunt is there first to slide in and clear it away out for a throw. Just taking the defensive, safe approach. Could have maybe gone back to George Willis, but it's a risk, especially against fresh legs. If he'd have got that slightly wrong, Brogan would have pounced on it. So he just sent that one out for a throw.
There's still no major chances in this game, 86 minutes. There's not been like one really kind of, wow, that should have been a goal or that was a great goal kind of opportunity.
Outside of Denton's effort that would have maybe trickled over the line. There's really not been much outside of that, but Will Evans carrying the ball forward now. Moyo steps in brilliantly with some defensive contribution to dispossess him, and it's sent long. Cantrell forced to chase and put the pressure on.
Does well, does really, really well.
Yeah, Andrew Boyce forced to knock that one out for a throw. Cantrell, the only man pressing there. Scunthorpe had 5 men back in their own half. Alfreton had nobody bar Cantrell, and it was the lone red shirt that did enough to earn his side the throw. Adam Lund prepares to take it.
Well, I'm looking at this kind of sheet here. 1 draw, 2 losses against Scunthorpe in the history. You'd love to knock on 1 W onto there in these late stages.
Absolutely. And if it was to be a draw, it would be a first result better than a loss here at Glantford Park for the Reds. 2 losses here previously in their history. 1 in the league last season, and 1 in the FA Cup in the 2008-2009 season.
Speaking of the FA Cup, Nathan Newell's just tried to recreate his beauty from it last season, but on the VOD.
A decent chunk of added time. There's been a few stoppages in this second half. Moyo gets up brilliantly to win the header. Fuster bearing down on goal. Tries to lay it off for Liam Waldock. It might be Lewis Salmon to take it. Fantastic. It's a great save from Fitzsimmons. Alfreton Town with the best opportunity of this game so far. Great work from David Moyer, who won the flick on. Billy Fuster lays it off for Lewis Salmon.
I thought he'd overhit it.
He tells Liam Waldock to leave it, and Lewis Salmon comes onto it, shoots across goal. Fitzsimmons gets down well to make the save, and it is out for an Alfreton throw. And I think we'll just note there, a great header back onto the pitch from one of the Scunthorpe fans.
Yeah, right. Well, what a save from Fitzsimmons. He's
Great stop.
probably clawed it.
Adam Lund, his throw in towards the front post, headed away by the Scunthorpe defence. Only as far as Lund, though. Right-footed delivery, too much on that one. Straight out for a goal kick. But Alfreton Town, what a chance that would have been to nick it late. Lewis Salmon, I think it was the sort of pass, as you say, it looked like Fuster might have overhit it, but it was actually perfect.
Yeah,
into
right
the feet
into
of
the
Salmon.
path.
Into his path. It looked like Waldock was going to have to overcompensate to get there, but Salmon tells him, get out the way. And his strike, low, hard, but Fitzsimmons is equal to it. Turns it away, and then his defence deal with the seconds that fell into the 6-yard area. And Scunthorpe forced to go long again to the displeasure of their supporters behind the goal in the Britkin stand.
Well, the fourth official has the stoppage time board ready. We should see that in the next couple of seconds.
Scunthorpe look to come forward through Whitehall. Nathan Newell puts him on the ground.
7.
Wow. 7 minutes of added time. Plenty of time for either side to go on and win this game. And judging by that effort from Lewis Salmon before, with only added time to play, are we seeing the game opening up now? Scunthorpe have themselves a free kick in a similar position to one previously. Clunan, right-footed, standing over it, Fuster the one-man wall. Lots of men forward in claret and blue. The right-footed delivery over towards Beck, and it's just evaded him, but kept in play. Liam Waldock with the clearance, out for a throw about 35, 40 yards from goal. But Alfreton deal with that one well. This game could get hectic.
Yeah, well, plenty of time in the additional period for either side to try and nick it.
Oh.
He's bought that, but the referee's going to give it.
Yeah, George Cantrell up against Whitehall again. He's won a few fouls for Scunthorpe this afternoon.
He's going to make his way to the book for having a go.
George Cantrell is booked. I think that might tip him over into suspension territory.
He loves a yellow card.
For this season. I think he also, unless he got one on Tuesday.
He did get one on Tuesday.
But then I think the rules might be the same, that his suspension doesn't come into play for at least a week.
Yeah.
But that's me going off of Transfermarkt. Could be wrong, but he's definitely on 5 yellow cards now, George Cantrell, so he'll be a miss at some point, because he'll get the suspension at some point. But Scunthorpe with a dangerous, dangerous free kick right on the corner on the left-hand side of the box. Clunan and Brogan, the two men stood over it. Two-man wall, for Alfreton, Lewis Salmon and Josh Claxton. Liam Waldock thinking about joining them, but he's going to stay on the edge. Brogan now surrendering his duties to the captain, Michael Clunan, on this delivery. Scunthorpe with only the one man back in the centre circle. It's everybody else in the box or on the edge. Clunan takes right-footed into the area. It's bounced awkwardly and eventually rolls through for Dwayne Wiley to get it clear. Big opportunity for the hosts to score what you'd assume would have been the winner there. But eventually it runs through and Dwayne Wiley gets the clearance in. Fitzsimmons carries it forward now. He clears. One well by Hunt in the air. Waldock trying to follow it up, but Evans pokes it forward. Headed away by Lund that time. David Moyo just trying to knock it out wide into space for Salmon. And he tries to go into the feet of Waldock. Takes it well. Former Sheffield Wednesday man lays it back off to Claxton. Goes down the line first time. Salmon is going to chase. Forces Evans to clear it over his head. And Waldock just about can't bring it down on the edge. Scunthorpe get it well clear. Up towards Newell, who miscues his clearance. And that's the trigger for Scunthorpe to get back on the press. But great touch from Fuster as he looks to hook it forward towards Moyo. Cantrell trying to make the most of it, and he will initiate that press on his own towards Coogan. He's hooked it round the corner, straight out for a throw. Once again, George Cantrell's pressing work earns his side a throw on his own.
Approximately 4 or 5 left. There's not going to be many more rolls of the dice left in this game. This could be one for Alfreton though, with a Adam Lund long throw into the area. Everyone heading forward. But Dwayne Wiley, who's opted to be one of the ones that stays back, but Hunt's in there, Moyo's in there.
Yeah, I think we're probably seeing Alfreton go for a slightly more sensible approach, leaving Wiley back just in case of the counter-attack. Claxton's there as well, but Adam Lund delays his throw, doesn't take it, so he is allowed to just restart the run-up. This time he does. In towards the front post. Moyo looking to flick it on. Cantrell trying to keep it alive, but Brogan can't get it clear. Waldock nicks it. Lays it back out to Josh Claxton. Lays it back out wide. This time, Liam Waldock. Little 1-2 with Claxton. He's going to be forced back to Willis, keeping it sensible. Max Hunt stays forward. Willis's diagonal pass over towards Moyo. Tries to get underneath it, but it's going to roll out for a goal kick. Only 2.5 minutes left of added time per the scoreboard in the corner. I think this is, we said it could be destined for a 0-0. My prediction of 1-0 doesn't have long left to come in, but you never know. Crazier things have happened. Ross Fitzsimmons lines up this goal kick, and forward it goes. Headed forward by Hunt into the chest of Moyo, who tries to bring it down. The Scunthorpe intercept, and Will Evans once again tries to hack it clear, and it's going to bounce out for an Alfreton throw. And the home fans in that brick can stand behind the goal. They're not happy whatsoever. They've seen enough. A lot of them heading for the turnstiles already. They clearly don't believe that their side has it in them to nick this one. The question is, has Billy Heath's side got it in them to steal a late winner here? Adam Lund putting everything into that long throw towards Moyo. Turned infield with his feet towards Salmon. Tries to hook it over towards Waldock in the area. Header away by Williams, but Waldock keeps his feet. Lays it off to Salmon inside the area, whose shot blocked by Evans and out for a corner. This may well be the last opportunity.
Yeah, we're seeing, I think, a lack of character from Scunthorpe. It's just kind of, they're going forward, they're having these chances that are falling in the box, but no one's connecting. You know, they're putting it into the kind of corridor of uncertainty, but they're not showing anything. I feel like we're showing we're going, not necessarily going for it, but we're showing that we've got it in us to win this game, and I don't think Scunthorpe have showed us that.
Well, could this be the last opportunity, the last knocking for Alfreton to potentially get a winner here? Billy Fuster lines up the corner on the far side. Lund, Hunt and Wiley in the area. The delivery comes in right-footed towards Adam Lund. He gets there first, but his header sails over the crossbar. Gets on the end of the cross really well from that Billy Fuster delivery, but just over the bar. And Fitzsimmons is going to take this goal kick, and it may well be it as we approach the 97th minute now. Probably going to be one more attack in this for either side. Fitzsimmons sends his goal kick long towards Beck, who does win it. Nearly might drop for Brogan, but
here's
Adam Lund clears
Moyo.
it. David Moyo looking to break up against Evans, but he smartly heads it back for his keeper. Fitzsimmons now rolls it out for himself. He strides forward, almost into the Alfreton half. The man in green sends it forward diagonally. Hunt tries to win it, bounces. Headed away by Salmon, but only as far as Denton. Back with Williams now. Here's Evans. Last roll of the dice for Scunthorpe. Williams again looks to shoot from range. Claxton makes the block, and Lewis Salmon hacks that away. And the referee puts the whistle to his lips. Full-time score is 0-0. Scunthorpe fans going to be more disheartened than pleased with that. But Alfreton Town on the road will be taking a point back to Derbyshire. A hard-fought performance against second in the league, the highest scoring team in the league. They kept them quiet today without their talisman, Cal Roberts. Matty, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think we edged it. I think we were the better side, especially in that second half. I think, yeah, Scunthorpe controlled possession more in the first half and showed they had more quality, but in that second half especially, I think Alfreton absolutely edged that, and I think that is echoed by the frustration, the boos, the constant jeering from the Scunthorpe fans, getting frustrated at their team giving the ball away so much, losing every first, second, third ball, you know, getting done on the press by Cantrell, you know, one-man press, knocking it out for throw-ins. It was one of them where, you know, the 3,500 or so Scunthorpe fans in the ground today, they didn't see their side perform as well as they know they can. And I think we edged it, especially with that big Lewis Salmon chance at the end. some of the little interchanging play between Waldock and Salmon as well at the end. I thought Salmon as well as an individual was fantastic today. I think he was probably the man of the match in my books. If you look at someone who was making things happen, chasing things, bringing the ball down, or one of the centre halves maybe, but it's one of them where we would have absolutely took a point before the game. To come here and get a point is huge in the grand scheme of things against the side who are above us, and now they'll have dropped down to third if the Curzon Ashton Chorley results did the same.
Can you see the away attendance on the board? They've got it up there, but my eyesight isn't quite good enough. But the Alfreton Town fans, along with the squad, will travel back to Derbyshire with a point. An industrious, hard-working performance sees the game end in a draw. A shake of the head from Andy Butler, and chance of "you don't know what you're doing" from the Scunthorpe fans directed at the manager. Some toxicity spilling onto the pitch.
Yeah, Alfreton fans applauding their players like heroes, and Scunthorpe fans treating their manager and players like villains after that performance. You can see who was the favourite coming into the game, and I have no problem saying that Alfreton deserved to win that more than Scunthorpe did. I'm not saying they did deserve to win it, but definitely more than Scunthorpe did.
Edged it, as you said. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in to our watch along today. We hope to see you next time. 307 views in total. So we thank you once more for tuning in here at Glanford Park. The full-time score: Alfreton Town 0, Scunthorpe United 0.
Smashed it.